What's going on, guys? The real Dilo here, and we are back with another e-bike video. I made a couple videos on the Lectric XP 3.0 after they put on these awesome hydraulic brakes, and been enjoying this bike. It's been a good bike. Mostly good, a couple negatives, but mostly good in my opinion. Solid bike. And now we have added the Ride1up Portola, I believe it's Portola, to the family here. So let's talk about this bike. First things first, the reason we purchased this is that I have the Lectric XP 3.0 long range step through white. My wife had this Rad Mini 4. The seat, I just moved the seat over, so this normally has a seat, of course. We had this Rad Mini 4 for a few years. Excuse the mess. I've kind of shoved a bunch of stuff in the corner. With the next bike, I'm doing some reorganization. Anyways, this is a Rad Mini 4, Rad Mini. Good bike, has about 1,500 miles on it. We like it. It's been great. However, my wife crochets a lot, and sometimes she crochets so much her hands are a little sore. And when you're using the Rad Mini, you have these mechanical brakes, and they're a little tougher and on some of our hills. So she wanted hydraulic disc brakes. And since now that I have the XP 3.0, that Rad is only a 500 watt motor, and it doesn't quite keep up with the XP 3.0. That's more of a smooth acceleration. This thing has a little bit more power and torque. So enter Ride1up Portola. She loved the color, so we grabbed this awesome turquoisey color here. Really pretty bike. I'll do a 360 spin here. So we grabbed this guy. So let's go over the Ride1up Portola real quick, okay? It's going to start with the motor. So it's a 750 watt rear hub motor, okay? It has similar power and torque to the Lectric in my limited experience. The Lectric says it's a 500 watt motor, but this peaks up over 1,000. This one says it's a 750 watt motor. And when riding yesterday, I saw it over 1,100. So similar power, but similar power, I would say. Very similar. I think the Ride1up is supposed to be a tick stronger. However, I'll tell you, real world practice, they feel very similar. So 750 watt rear hub motor. We have the Shimano, let's see here, 8-speed shifter. It's an 8-speed shifter. Excuse me. And here's the other shifter right here. So it's right here, like paddle, right? You got paddle here and here. We have 180 millimeter dual piston hydraulic brakes. 180 millimeter dual piston hydraulic brakes. Over here, here's the rear one. It's got some plastic pedals. Integrated battery. So the battery's right here. It's pretty nice. You charge it here. Key goes here. Turn this, and you can pop out the battery. So we got that. It's got a little display here. If you hold it for about 3 seconds, it'll turn on. And so there's your display. If you hold the up button, it turns on the light. So let's light it up. Also, you can see the light popped on over there. There you go. So here's our it's a little display, and it's really small and simple, but it does the job, and it's actually more customizable than the Lectric. You can set power levels from my understanding on this. I'm going to dive a little more into that, but that's what we got. It's got right thumb throttle, and it comes with a little bell. That's kind of cool. So hydraulic disc brakes, non-adjustable stem. I put the seat from her other bike, that's why it's over here. And then it's got a little brake light, right? So what do we have with the Ride1up Portola? We have kind of a smaller bike. Like, this is actually a little bit longer than this guy. They both have integrated rear racks. This one has a nice integrated rear rack. So does this guy. Included metal fenders, very similar to the included metal fenders here. Actually kind of like the white over here. The black looks a little more sleek. The flywheel is similar from my understanding. I think the Lectric has a little higher geared, if I recall, and this has a little lower. I can double check that. Folds. Pull this little guy, pop this, open this up. This bike folds. Stem folds here. You push this button and pull this lever down, and this folds also. This has 80 millimeter suspension, 80 millimeters of travel with a lockout. I'm gonna turn the light off. No point in the light being on. Where the Lectric has 50 millimeters of travel, you can actually see it. So you can see the amount of movement it actually does, when I ride. And this does have lockout also. In my first impression rides, I would say that this suspension is a tick better. So we got this bike because these are similar. And someone said, well, why not just buy two Lectric 3.0s? Well, here's the deal. When you're on the Lectric 3.0, my reach, like look, if I'm on this like this, my arm is like straight out. And when I sit on this guy, I can actually have my arm bent in the seat position here. The reach from here to here is smaller than the reach from here to here by a bit. You can actually see it. You can actually see the distance. Maybe you can't see it on video, but I'll tell you, this bike feels a little smaller. Like when you look at them side by side, they don't look much different, but this one feels a bit smaller. I feel like the Ride1up Portola is geared for a little shorter riders. Me being 5'7", 5'8" on a good day with shoes, this bike actually kind of fits a little better. I love my Lectric XP 3.0, but the Portola for shorter riders a little better. My wife's only like 5'2". This one fits her a lot better, and that's what we liked about her old Rad over there. The old Rad had kind of the reach was very small. You felt like you were like right in the cockpit, like it was from here to here, and it was because the way it's set up, it just felt like it was like a lot closer. So anyway, had the XP 3.0, bought the Ride1up Portola, put the seat on. I've only driven it a few miles, so I'm going to go on some more rides here shortly. But my initial impressions were positive. It felt smaller than I was anticipating, but also not in a bad way, just in a different way. I can't emphasize that enough. When I say smaller, I don't necessarily mean bad. I just mean different. It comes as a Class 2 e-bike. Similar to the Lectric, you unlock them to make them Class 3 e-bikes. Class 2 is 20 mile per hour limiter. Class 3 can be pedal assisted up to 28 miles per hour. Both of them have throttle only up to 20 miles an hour. So you have 20 mile per hour throttle, 28 mile per hour top speeds. This has 8 speeds. This has 7 speeds. In my limited riding, what I would say is this bike feels like it's got a good low end, and this bike feels like you're pedaling a little more and engaging more in the upper numbers. But again, I'll go through some pretty good testing and some rides and let you know. So, anyways, I just want to make I was gonna say quick, but it's about 10 minutes of me rambling video about the Ride1up Portola and the Lectric XP. If anyone sees this and has questions about either of these two bikes that I can answer, I would be happy to do that, and you just put it in the comments below. and you could like the video if anything here is useful. So anyways, I'm just doing this for the hell of it. It's fun. I like e-bikes. I like going on rides. And I'll tell you, these two, from my understanding and all my research, are the two best bang for the buck budget e-bikes on the market. But when you say budget, don't misconstrue that as cheap or, oh, hey, look, I forgot to take this off. There you go. Don't misconstrue this as cheap or not valuable or not worthy of a purchase. Both, I'm going to tell you right now, both of these bikes are worth buying. Bought this for $10.95, I think, and then I added on the long range battery, so it's 14 amp hours of range on the long range. I think it was around $1,200 out the door. This one's about $1,100 out the door. This bike had 13.6 amp hours on the long range battery. So the Lectric is supposed to be just a little more range. The Portola has a little more power. But if we're being like honest and real world and we're not getting down to numbers, like I'm not going to be Electric Bike Report and go down hellhole, you know. They're awesome, by the way. Check out Electric Bike Report. They've done reviews on both these bikes. They take these bikes down like hellhole and whatnot. And they do range testing. And in their testing, they found this got up hellhole in like 125 or something, and this got up in like 131. So this was like 5 seconds faster. Something I want to mention, weight. The Ride1up Portola is like 58 pounds, where the Lectric is like 64, I believe. You guys are going to have to check me on some of these. I'm doing a lot of this on memory, and I can clarify later. I'm sure people in the comments can clarify it if they feel the need to. But this is just under 60 pounds. This is just over 60 pounds. And for a folding e-bike, that's kind of important. So something I also didn't mention, these tires, 20 by 3. 20 by 3. Both feel nimble, but big enough to get around, comfortable. This motor is, I would say, an average noise leveled motor, but it's a little quieter than the Rad. The Lectric is like so quiet. It's one of the quietest motors I've ever had. People don't even know I'm on an e-bike, so that's what's cool about this one. So that's another one there. So anyways, I'm gonna move on from this one, and we'll get another ride video here this weekend. But so far, my initial impressions of the Ride1up Portola are positive. They're very similar to how I felt about my Lectric 3.0. I would encourage anyone to check out these bikes and do your research. If you're taller, I might go with Lectric 3.0. If you're shorter, I might go with the Portola. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I actually really like both these bikes, and they're both just around $1,000, which is super reasonable in my opinion, especially if you're like replacing a car or something. I'll get a suspension seat post on here. I'll get a mirror up here. I can't ride without a mirror. I'll get my cell phone holder over here. And then we'll do some riding. But for now, awesome job Ride1up, awesome job Lectric. This one came packaged and mostly assembled. You have to put on the stem and the handlebars, okay? This was not here. This had a cap on it, and I had to put it on. This came like 99% assembled, I believe. I don't think I actually had to assemble anything on the Lectric, if I recall. I'm trying to think. I think you had to tighten some stuff, but this came pretty much ready to roll. This came where you had to put on the handlebars. Wasn't a big deal. It took me, I'm a very, very novice, it took me like, I don't know, 10 minutes to put it on by myself. And everything seems to be fine on the bike. Slight rub on the brakes, but that can be fixed. These were squeaky right out of the box, so it is what it is. Brakes are always tricky. Are these metal or plastic? These are plastic. So these are plastic also. So that's where we're at. And if you have any questions, let me know. Turn this into a 15-minute video somehow. So everybody have a great day. Again, if you made it this far, you can like and subscribe. If you feel like you want to see any more content and ask me questions, I try to get back to people. This isn't something I do like professionally. This is something I do just because, well, I like sharing info and I like e-bikes. So win-win. Anyways, remember, you never know what anyone else is going through, so be cool to every human. And go outside, ride your e-bike, enjoy your family, enjoy your dog, and have a good day. And we'll be back with more Portola coverage soon.